Hello and welcome to Gentle Yoga for Back Care. If this is your first time joining, my name is Mel and I am here to guide you through all things yoga. For today's practice, we will be utilizing a yoga strap. Now, if you do not have a yoga strap, we can substitute this very easily. A scarf, a belt, even a dog leash, non-retractable, would work great. We want the strap to be long enough to where we can hook that strap over the foot while wrapping it around the hands. When you are ready and have all your goodies gathered, we're going to get started lying flat on the back. We'll want that strap nearby within reach. Now take your time to come onto the back. There's no need to rush, no need to hurry. Just getting down onto your mat. You can start with the feet up by the glutes, the feet planted. You could start with the legs long. Wherever you are, take the hands to the belly, start to soften the eyelids, just breathe. Take little wiggles if you need, rolling out the fingers, the toes, roll out the wrists and the ankles, even reach up overhead like you just woke up. Getting yourself here, take as many wiggles as you need, even if it's only going to make you 1% more comfortable. When you feel settled, bring the hands to the belly, close the eyes, start to breathe in and out through the nose. Noticing the rise and the fall of the belly. Observing or noticing if you have even taken a full breath yet today. Starting to draw the inhales deeper, filling the lungs, ballooning the belly. Try to take one more sip in at the top. Then gently let all of that breath out. See if you can guide the navel down towards the spine, even tucking the navel in, making the core dense and small. Inhaling to refill, to regather, to balloon again. Little sip when you get to the top. Letting that breath all the way out. This time at the very bottom of the breath, when you think you have let all of the breath go, squeeze it out a little more. Continuing to fill and empty these lungs. And as you stay with these full, expansive breaths, as we stretch out the muscles that surround the lungs, let us notice every vertebrae of the spine. See if the spine is lying flat onto the mat. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Let the neck get a little longer with a little tuck to the chin. Now, it's very natural for certain parts of the back to not be touching. Let us notice the vertebrae that are not making contact with the mat. Focusing on those vertebrae, keep your breath all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. Noticing which vertebrae are not connecting down to the mat. Notice those vertebrae that are lifted and stay focused on them without judgment, without critique. And notice what changes as you walk the feet up close to the glutes. Walk those feet as close to the glutes as you can get them, inch them in a little bit closer. As we then see if we can gently lift the hips, tuck the tailbone, lower down one vertebrae at a time, elongating that lumbar spine. So again, we walked the feet up close to the glutes. We gently lifted the hips, tucked the tailbone, and lowered down from the thoracic spine, the middle of the back, one vertebrae at a time, all the way down. Seeing if we can ground and extend in the spine, keep the hands on the belly, keep breathing. Flooding the body with oxygen, starting to use the breath as a tool. Inhaling to nourish. Exhaling to release. Heel toe the feet out wide to the very edges of the mat. Flexing into both feet, lifting all of those toes, windshield wiper the knees. Pivoting on the four corners of the feet, letting the knees fall from one side to the other. Option to stay here with the hands on the belly. Option to goalpost the arms, letting the palms face the ceiling. Now, if this feels good and you want just a little bit more, maybe more for the side body, you can reach the arms up overhead. Reach for opposite elbows up overhead. Continuing to find these windshield wiper motions. Seeing if you can keep the eyes closed as much as possible. Noticing the breath, noticing where we're maybe holding tension in the body. Also equally taking note of which parts of the body feel good today. What is feeling fluid, what is feeling open, cooperative. Appreciate it all equally. 2 more breaths here, however you have chosen to be. The knees come back into center. Slowly bring the hands back down by the sides, walking the feet up close to the glutes once again. Taking our strap in hand now. Now, as we utilize this yoga strap, wrap it around the palms multiple times. The reason why we wrap the strap or whatever you have around the palms is because we don't want to fatigue the hands. We're not trying to have the fingers do all of the work by having a deep grip on this strap. Creating a length of a little wider than shoulder distance. Let's hook the strap around the shins, pulling the knees in towards the chest. Head resting down, shoulders resting down, shoulder blades pulled down and back. Tucking the elbows in, use the strength of the arms and the strap to start to pull the knees in. Pulling the knees in towards the ribs. Again, not stressing the neck and shoulders. We are not lifting up. We are letting the head rest heavy. As you pull gently down on one side and then the other. Finding a gentle rock from left to right. Massaging the low back, massaging the sacrum. Starting to massage into the kidneys if you take it over that far. Staying with your breath, returning the body back into center. Use the strap to guide the knees in circles. Guiding the knees around slowly. These may be very tiny circles, especially to start. You may want to make them larger and larger as you crave, as you need. Switching directions of those circles whenever your body needs it. It's a great time to learn how to customize your practice as you listen to what your body craves. Not trying to logic your way out of it or talk yourself out of your needs, but just listening closely. The body may want to go in one direction and then the other. The body may crave half circles. There may be one area that when you shift the weight onto it, it creates a bit of a massage, and that's what the body needs. Taking 2 more breaths here into these circles. Evening out however feels right. As the knees come back into center, find 1 breath here. Knees in center, body in center. Option to pull the knees in close if you prefer. Sigh it out. As we focus on rocking the knees back and forth with breath, exhaling every time the knees pull in towards the ribs, squeeze the lungs empty, and inhaling as the knees gently guide away. Rocking the knees towards the top and bottom of your mat. Exhaling as you pull in Inhaling as the knees guide away. Move slowly. Two more breaths this way. As the knees guide back into center, take your time extending the strap a little longer. Send both legs up to the sky. Feet under the strap. Strap is long. Having that strap directly below the ball mount of each foot. Feet can be at hip distance. Feet could be together. Micro bend in those knees to soften the hamstring. Flex into both feet here as if you were standing on the ground. Check in with the backside body. Head is heavy, shoulders rested, spine is long. Notice the vertebrae that are making contact with the mat now. Continuing to observe how we are lengthening the spine. Take little wiggles to lengthen the spine anytime you notice you can. Treating the legs as one unit, use the strap. Inhale to guide the legs away from you. Exhale to pull the legs in. Inhaling to guide the legs away. Exhaling to pull in. Again, keeping that little bend in the knees. Stay with your breath. Remembering this has nothing to do with how close the legs actually come to us, how much we can fold and bend. It's all to do with softly opening, gently giving back to the body. So these are very beneficial movements because this is going to be mimicking a half lift and a forward fold. So just like we do in our standing practice, having both feet flexed, guiding the feet down in line with the hips. Big inhale. That's going to be your half lift. On the exhale, pulling the legs in. That's going to mimic your forward fold. All of the benefit, none of the stress. 2 more breaths here. As the feet come back into center, keeping tension on the strap, we're going to guide the feet out wide. So the tension of the strap keeps the legs feeling safe. As we extend the strap long, take the legs out as far wide as feels good. Flex into both feet if it's in your practice. Keep that micro bend in the knees if we need. Pulling down on one side of the strap and then the other, rock from side to side. This here is going to mimic a seated wide-legged fold or a standing wide-legged fold, also known as our prasarita. Again, all of the benefit, none of the stress. If you want more from this, come back to center, flex both feet, pull the strap and legs up towards the face. So you keep a good grip on the strap, you're pulling the strap in towards the face, guiding the legs up and back. Option to rock from side to side from there. Taking 2 more big breaths here. As you use the strength of the arms and the strap to pull the feet in, still keep the feet wider than hips. Bend deep into the knees. Find a modified happy baby. Use the strap to pull down on the feet as you bend into the knees. Flexing both feet here. Knees out wider than the ribs. We are actively pulling down. Keep the head and the shoulders fully grounded. Press the tailbone down into the mat. Take a few breaths here to notice which of the vertebrae, if any, are lifted off of the mat. Rock from side to side, option to pull down on one side of the strap and then the other. Big, deep breaths, massaging the back here. We know it deserves it. As we then come back into center, send the right leg up to the sky, bend the left knee and plant that left foot down onto the mat. Keeping that left foot planted if you need, but if it's in your practice, try to extend the left leg long. See if we can anchor down into that left heel. Keeping that right ankle stacked above the hips, little micro bend in the knee if we need. Begin flexing the right foot. Pull the toes in towards the shin. Pull directly down onto the strap. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears here. Elbows tuck in. Big, deep breaths. So we start to rock that leg forward and backward to the top and bottom of the mat. This time we don't have to move so slowly with breath. I want you to get acquainted with this movement. Rocking here back and forth. Warming the body up. So this is going to mimic quite a few different movements. When the foot is stacked with the hip, this here is our warrior 3. When you pull the foot in towards the face, both feet are flexed. That's also mimicking a pyramid-like pose. Guiding that in a little more, mimicking our half splits. Option to keep that foot pulled in if it feels good, or rock back and forth still. 2 more breaths. Foot guides back into center. Let's transfer the strap over into the right hand. Both ends of that strap into the right hand. Get a good grip on that strap with the right hand. Keeping the tension on the strap, letting it support the leg. Option to have the left hand onto the belly, or you can cactus the left arm. Bring a big inhale. On the exhale, guide that foot out to the right. Let the strap support the leg. Rock back and forth. Rocking it around, moving it around. Little micro movements. Opening these adductors, grounding down in that left leg. So get into the hip flexor. Breathing here. 1 more breath all the way to the top. Fill the lungs. Let every last bit out. Inhale, guide the foot back into center. We're going to transfer the strap over into the left hand. Wrapping it around with that left palm, getting a good grip. Option to have the right hand onto the belly. Option to cactus the right arm. Inhale here in center. On the exhale, guide that leg over to the left. Use the strap. Now we want to keep that right shoulder planted, right arm fully planted. If you want a little bit more from this, track the right hip down, pulling that hip down. This makes space between the ribs and the hip. This is going to guide a little bit more into that piriformis. Great for the sciatica. 1 more breath here. Rock it around. Exhale it out. Inhale that foot to center. And on the exhale, pull directly down on the strap, this time with the right hand. Bend into the knee, flex the right foot. So if the left leg is long, pressing that left heel into the mat. If the feet were on the ground right now, we'd be in a low lunge. Pulling down on that strap, out with that right knee, long in the neck, deep in the breath. 1 more inhale. On the exhale, slowly lower the right foot down to the mat. Plant that foot. Find a single windshield wiper with the right knee, letting that right knee fall from side to side. And sending that right leg long, flop both feet from side to side. Let some of that energy go. So we walk both feet up close to the glutes, taking the strap back in hand. We're going to hook the left foot under the strap. Typically easiest by crossing that left ankle over, hooking the strap under and sending the foot high. If that's ever a struggle, you can also get the strap under both feet, then remove one foot. We want the left leg to the sky, wrapping the strap around the palms once again. Grounding down, right leg sends long if it's in your practice. Pressing down into the earth with that right heel. Neck is long, shoulders down, breath is deep. Start rocking that left foot forward and backward. Being nice and gentle, the movement helps soothe the mind. So that's why the rocking sometimes is a little bit more cooperative than just cranking that leg in close to the body, finding your depth. It's going to create a lot of tension. We're here to work with the body, not against the body. Keep breathing. Keep these rocking motions, or you can keep the foot ankle stacked over the hip, flexing into both feet here, mimicking our warrior 3, pulling directly down onto the strap. If you'd like to take that a little bit more, easing in towards our half splits, keep that left foot flexed, pull it in towards the face. Now one side may be tighter than the other. We may want to go back to simply rocking back and forth. Honor what your body needs. For example, my right side really liked that stagnant pull in, that stillness in that pose. My left side, not so much. We're not feeling it on this side. So we listen to our body. We respect what we need, knowing that one variation of this pose is not better than the other. So that foot comes back into center. We transfer the strap, both ends of the strap, over into the left hand. Getting a good grip on that strap. Strap is still taut. Micro bend in that left knee if we need. Right hand could be on the belly. Right arm could cactus out to the side. Big inhale here, shoulders draw down. On the exhale, guide the leg out to the left. Use the strength of the arm to support with the strap. Staying anchored down in that right hip. Rock that left foot back and forth. Up and down. Little bits of movement here if it feels right. Again, if that's a lot for the hamstring or just too much for the adductor, bend a little into the knee. Big, deep breaths, getting what you need from this. One more breath here, all the way, fill the lungs. Completely empty. Inhale that foot back up into center. Gather that strap over in the right hand. Getting a good grip. Left hand could be onto the belly. Left arm could cactus out to the side. Inhale here, neck is long. Exhale, guide that foot over to the right. Big twist here. Now with this twist, stay pressing into that left shoulder. Guide that left glute down away from the face. Creating more space between the hip and the ribs, elongating, getting deep into that piriformis. This again is excellent for the sciatica. Rock it around or keep in stillness. One more breath here. Inhale, full. Exhale, complete the release. Inhale that foot back up to center. Transfer the strap into the left hand. Pull directly down on the strap. Bend deep into the left knee. Pulling down on that left foot. Pulling down on that left leg. Press the right leg down into the mat. Flex both feet. Imagine you were standing on the legs. We'd be in that low lunge. Hip is guiding out and to the left. Knee is guiding out and to the left. Big deep breaths. One more. Inhale to the top. Let it all out. Stay where you are. Lowering the left foot down to the mat. Plant that left foot down. Single windshield wiper with the knee. Letting that knee flop from side to side. You can set the strap aside. Thank you for joining us. As we then drag the right foot up, feet out wide to the edges of the mat, windshield wiper the knees. Option for the cactus arms, option to reach for opposite elbows above the head. Honoring what you need, how you need it. And then reaching the arms up overhead like a new morning stretch. Point the toes, maybe arch the back. And surrendering down with a flat spine. Breathe. Walking the feet up back close to the glutes. Feet planted at hip distance. Take a moment to notice which parts of the spine are now resting on the mat. Soften the eyes, relax the brow, let go of the jaw. Let the head get heavier, the shoulders melt, the arms soften. Letting the spine totally ground, keeping the feet planted. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale to nourish everywhere we found movement. Exhale to release anywhere you found tension. 2 more. Rolling onto your right side in a supported fetal position. Honoring yourself here for 1 breath. Pull those knees up in towards the ribs. You press yourself up into a seat where we can share 1 single breath together. Sealing our practice today. Hands come into heart center. Let us empty the lungs. Together we inhale slowly, deeply, mindfully. Hold it at the top. Bring it a little bit more. A little bit more. 1 more sip. Then we let it go. Lo kasambasta sukino bhavantu. May your entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Satnam. Thank you so much for joining today. If you enjoyed this practice, if you found this video at all helpful, please like and subscribe. If you have other requests or questions, please comment below because I would love to know. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next time.